So when you're working with junipers, there's quite a bit of discussion in America and on the internet about cutting junipers and pinching junipers. With a juniper, we have to let the ends extend and let this grow strong. So this draws the sap along the branch and it gets stronger, and then this pulls the branches inside behind it. So I'll show you in some other material how this works and what we do. But it's fundamental when you're working with conifers that you have to work to the strength in the tip, and not, if you prune it all away from the tip and leave nothing inside, then you're weakening the branch rather than strengthening it, and you'll not get any back budding. So a tree like this, before we could actually start wiring it, we would have to go through and clean out a lot of this weaker stuff inside. I'll show you better on another tree here. So this tree was like the other one, but we've been through and we've done a lot of cleaning out, and we've also done some wiring so that we could maybe try and just create something quickly, a very basic sort of styling. Something like we used to do in the old days. So this tree was just the same as the other one, but we've just cleaned out all the weak stuff inside, leaving the stronger stuff at the tips, and then we've just wired the branches. So because we're working with a young piece of material, we can create some dead wood on the tree, which helps to give the impression of a much older tree. So these branches here that were a bit too low down, we can just strip the bark off them. Don't like cutting price tags off. Most important branch on tree that has the price tag on. So most of you, I would think, know that when we do this sort of work, this is creating what we call gins, J-I-N-S, when we strip the bark off a branch. Obviously, once we've done this, there's no chance of the branch coming back then. It's just one thing about doing bonsai as a business and teaching and everything is that you lose your hobby. So bonsai was a big hobby to me, but now because I do so many classes and teaching, it's basically like I'm going to work. So I needed a new hobby. I have one hobby, a long-standing hobby, which brings me down to London about once a month, and that's Chelsea Football Club. So I get down there to the football, and then about 18 months ago, decided to learn to ride. This is a dangerous game. And the young girl that teaches me she's very blasé about things. So we're on a horse, or I'm on a horse that just doesn't want to go in the school. And she says, she gives me a whip, and she says, smack him hard on his back end, and she says, he'll buck, and then he'll go. And I said, just a minute, I said, when he's bucking and going, where will I be while all this is going on? And she's quite unconcerned about all this. I actually fell off once in the school, and she went over and came back with this chair, and I'm thinking, oh bless her, she's fetching me a chair to sit down, see if I'm all right. And she just said, here, yeah, get back on, and that was it. So this is bonsai at its very basic, just a very quick sort of demonstration. But again, it just gives you some idea of how much quicker you can do something rather than the seed kits, just working with garden plant. Because if we're making these branches appear dead, then they need to be growing in the same direction as the branches that we've wired down. So we could make a shari up here eventually, where we strip the bark off the trunk, and we could link this dead wood and bring the shari and twist it down, like you'll see on some of these other trees from Japan. So this was just basically a quick demonstration, just to show you how straightforward it is to, and fairly simple to make. Obviously, you have to do the wiring first. Which is another technique you have to master if you're coming into bonsai. But first we did the cleaning out work, and then we did the wiring.
And now for the afterthought. I told my doctor that I broke my arm in 2 places. He told me not to go to those places. You dig?